Um, Hi class. Good morning. How's everyone doing today? Uh, Y'all just came back from the holidays. How was your New Year's? Okay, I can see that everyone's really quiet and tired from eating so much, right? Well, I had a very good New Year's. In fact, I had a very good Christmas. We had a very typical American Christmas. So my family, on that day we all woke up and we went into the living room. We passed out presents to each other. My sister and I bought our father an iPad. He was speechless because he had never gotten something so expensive. And then afterwards, we took pictures in front of the Christmas tree. All four of us, my sister, father, and mother, and then our dog. We were all wearing Christmas hats, and my dog kept trying to shake it off. He didn't like it. And then afterwards, they all gathered and watched me play the piano and sing White Christmas. It was a beautiful day that day. It wasn't too cold, and so we all went outside and played some basketball. My mom didn't really know how to play. She threw the ball to my dad, who was on the other team. So that was not good. We got really excited, and I accidentally stepped on my dog. He kind of screamed. I keep abusing my dog, which is not a good thing, accidentally. And then we came to the favorite part of my favorite part of the holiday, which is the Christmas feast. My dad cooked a huge turkey and ham for everyone, and my sister and I ate pumpkin pie afterwards. It was very delicious. And then we wrapped up the evening. We went downtown to look at some Christmas lights and enjoy the trees. So it was a very good holiday. So there was a purpose to that very long story. Hope I didn't bore you too much. Was anyone paying attention to some of the verbs I was using? So what are verbs? Anyone? Good. So verbs are action terms, right? Action terms, things that you do. They're things that happen. So let me write down some of the verbs that I used. Okay. So use past. Good. Past. Can you see this clearly? Bought an iPad. All right. We took pictures in front of the Christmas tree. My family watched me play the piano and sing White Christmas. And then we played basketball. My mom threw it to my dad by mistake. I stepped on the dog. Afterwards, we cooked turkey and ham. I ate them, and we all went downtown afterwards. All right. So these terms, they all happened not right now. They all happened at some point before this. Right. So we call them past simple verbs. Right. So they happened. So this is right now. They happened maybe 10 days ago. Right. So this is past tense. Good. You can see that clearly. Okay. So can anyone tell me why I grouped these two? Grouped the terms into these two columns? What are some differences that you see? What about column 1? What do you see here? What pattern do you see? All right, good. Someone said they all end with ed. Passed, watched, played, stepped, cooked. Good. What about over here? In the second column, are there any patterns that you see? No, right? They're all generally different. Good. So for these terms on the first-hand side column, I want to convert past to present tense. So present tense is what I'm doing right now. I pass the ball to someone. Right? I pass. So all I have to do is drop the ed to make it happening right now. Right? So right now I'm teaching you. I can also pass the ball to you. I can watch you to see if you're paying attention. Play, step, and I can cook. I will cook. Right? So all you have to do is just drop the ed to make it present tense. What about over here? How can you change this into present tense? You can't drop the ed, can you? No, right? So the present tense of ought would be I buy, I take, I throw, I eat, and I go. Right? So it's a little weird, right? Because you can't really see the relation between the past simple form and the present simple form on the right-hand side. Right? So it's a little weird. So remember that we can call these weird forms irregular verbs. Irregular verbs are whenever the past tense of the verb is different from the present tense, markedly different. Here, we call these regular verbs. All you need to do to convert the present tense is to add ed. That's it, right? Past, watched. Right, so everyone write this down. I know it's a little messy. When I have a bigger board, I'll be able to organize everything better, right? So, okay, write this down and we'll move on, okay? All right, let's go into our next concept. Good. So let's talk about negative forms. So when it's negative, you say not, right? I am not doing something. I am not going to eat something, right? So negative form is a little different. So we're still talking about past simple verbs, but how we use them would be a little different. Right, so let me give you an example. Yesterday, I talked to John. Right, so yesterday, I talked to John, right? So this would be a what? A regular verb, right? Past simple. I did not blank to Sarah. What happens when you add a not to it? So you did not, I did not talk to Sarah. I did not talk to Sarah. Okay. So this, whenever you have not in front of the verb, even if you're talking about something that happened before now, something that happened in the past, it would still be in its present simple form. Let me give you another example. Sarah had lunch at 12. She did not blank lunch at 1. Okay, so here you go, sorry. Sarah had lunch at 12. So this is the verb, the present, the past simple, right? She did not blank lunch at 1. She did not had lunch at 1. No, it has to be present simple whenever there's a not in front of it. So she did not have lunch at 1. You see this correctly? Clearly? Good. So, for those who really want to know the formal grammar, there's always people out there who's interested in that. I'll write this down for them. The formal construct. So when it's negative for past simple, you put the subject, I plus did not. And then present simple phrase of the term. Right. So I did not, present simple is talk, and then to Sarah or whatever, right? So if it's positive, or we call it affirmative, right? I, subject, past simple, talked. And then here is to John, right? So can you see that? Right? So whenever there's a not in front of it, even if you're talking about something that happened in the past, something that happened before now, it would still have to be the present tense of the verb. Not so with the regular affirmative version. Okay. All right. And so, afterwards, after I explain all these grammatical structures and teach them the skills, I would give them a handout, a practice, and they would, fill in the blank or multiple choice or whatever to reinforce what they learned in this lesson. And then near the end of the class, 10 minutes or maybe 15 minutes before the end of the class, I would have them do an interactive activity. So maybe a partner, they would be in groups, or they would partner up, and I would have them, for example, for today's lesson, I would ask them to talk about your holidays, what you did during the holidays, just like I did, using the past simple verb tenses. And then I would give them each person time to write up their story, and then have them tell it to their partners. And the partners would identify the tenses, the verbs they used, and then I would walk around while they're doing this, while they're talking to each other, to monitor them and to make sure that they're using the grammatical structures correctly. And then give them feedback. So that's how I would do my lesson near the end, to kind of have an enjoyable ending to the class. Thank you.